Hello, everyone. Before I disappear for 2 days, and take a break, I basically just wanted to upload this video, this reading, with messages from Hekate because I did promise her that I would upload a video with messages from her as a form of worship and so that it can help one or two people out there. As long as it helps one person, I'm going to keep posting. But basically, the energy in this reading is coming through with like people who genuinely want to do better and people who want to improve. I will be separating the reading in three piles. You can choose the number one, two, or three, and I will be posting accordingly. So choose a number, any number that comes to your mind or that you strongly feel like you are choosing, and then click on the pile that you want. I will be posting the timestamps after I upload the video. And yeah, let's get started with the reading. So for pile one, I had already begun recording your pile, but then I messed up big time on not mentioning that these messages were from Hekate in the intro, so I had to redo it. But basically, your overall messages is that you are currently in the middle of a karmic situation and you are being asked to release yourself from this situation because you are inadvertently reaping consequences that aren't even yours to begin with. Especially because I do see here that you are a bit reluctant to heal, but there is motivation to want to heal and do better. There is this self reflection, self accountability where you do want to do better, but it's just like you are worried that you already tried to do that, but it didn't work, and you're worried on where to go um, from there. Like, you already tried to level up and it didn't work or it didn't go in your favor. But Spirit is basically saying that staying stuck where you're at, and also Hekate, you don't necessarily have to worship them. This is just for whoever feels called to watch the reading. But essentially, you don't have to fear stepping into the best or even your favorite version of yourself. What's important is that you stay true to who you are, you stay grounded and true of your values, because I do see here with the 10 of swords in reverse and the 7 of wands, it's almost like you're in this almost like a people situation or a social setting or something where you constantly feel the need like you have to defend yourself or you have to be standing your ground or you have to be masking a certain way to be able to fit in, and it's really not helping you and it's actually halting your growth, and it's preventing you from meeting genuine connections that truly want the best for you. With the Two of Cups, this might have been as a result of a fallout or as a result of a romantic breakup. Take whatever resonates. It could even be business wise. But I do see here that you've become closed off to want to basically just stay in your comfort zone. But I am seeing that around your environment, there's a lot of negativity, there's constant criticism, especially because in the Light Seers deck, the Ace of Wands has little creatures around, so I feel like around her head, so I feel like sometimes there's too much negative self-talk to the point where it genuinely affects your mental health instead of improves it. And overall, with the Seven of Wands and having to defend yourself and protect yourself and stand up for yourself, that's genuinely not a good environment to really be in. So, what Hekate is asking from you is for you to assess and put on a scale who is good for you and who isn't. Like, what positive attributes does this person bring to your life? And what are the negative attributes? What are the pros and cons? Because I do see here that with the Ace of Swords, you intuitively know this. You know this and you feel it and you sense it. But it's almost like, again, with the indecision and the fear of making the wrong choice, you are keeping yourself stuck in this place. But I'm being told that by you keeping yourself in this place, you are inevitably bringing conflict onto yourself, whether internally or externally or both. Alright, let me shuffle more cards because I interpreted all the cards that I had previously shuffled. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of negative talk, and there's also this need for healing and self reflection. And sometimes, like, I'm seeing a person in their bed just drained and sighing, and somebody just being like, what am I in? Why am I in this? And Hekate is telling you, like, it's never too late. It's almost like you're in the state of crossroads, honestly, with the indecision. I love that because she herself rules over the crossroads. And also, torches may be significant if you guys, like, resonate with having a torch or being a torch bearer. Because she herself is a torch bearer because she lights the way. So a lot of you guys may actually be in a very dark situation with very dark people and don't really fully know where to go on from there. But trust me, there is always a way. If you believe in Hekate and or worship her, you don't necessarily have to, like I mentioned, but if you do, call out for help. Ask her for help and um give her a glass of water in return, or give her a sincere prayer or a sincere expression of gratitude. It doesn't always need to be a physical offering that is super expensive. But I'm definitely feeling here with the Queen of Swords, you may be female, you don't have to be. Um my all my readings are non-gender specific, but I do get the sense that you do need to set boundaries with the people that you're currently around, and you need to protect your heart because you are coming up as somebody that is incredibly sweet, empathetic. You look out for others, you care about others, you care about the environment, and I feel like these outside energies that you're currently dealing with are just stifling you. And you know how there's this saying that you are who you hang out with? I used to not believe in that personally until it hit me that I was starting to become the people that I was associating with because you subconsciously start picking up on patterns and behaviors from the people that are outside of you because we look up to them. They're the people that we trust. They're the people that we keep in our inner circle. That's basically what um, it is being said in the message. A lot of you guys are very worried that if you walk away from this, that you either won't find better or you'll just be met with obstacles. And honestly, with the Seven of Wands, I can't lie to you guys and say that there won't be backlash for you leaving, or there won't be resistance. If this is a cult, please call the authorities because it did come through the cult thing. But otherwise, if this is just like a family or a friend group, um, there will be some backlash. There will be some friction. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to sugarcoat, but I also don't want to fearmonger. However, you will be protected through this because nobody deserves to be stuck in this situation, and you don't deserve to reap the negative consequences for somebody else's bad behavior. Alright. With the Knight of Cups and the Page of Wands, I get the sense that this may or may not be romantic. This may or may not be a friendship that became romantic, or somebody that okay, you could have either met this person out on a field, out on a park. You guys could actually like going horse riding, or something about horses is coming through because I'm paying a lot of attention to the imagery. You could have tattoos because the Knight of Cups in the Lightseer deck has tattoos. Um, Honestly, your energy is coming through as somebody very chivalrous, somebody very generous, somebody who's, like I said, empathetic and genuinely cares about the well being of others. Some of you guys could have started your relationship text messaging, texting, and also online is coming through. For others of you, you could send letters to each other, like physical letters, if that resonates, with like little stamps. And I feel like, yeah, yeah, because this situation is, and this is not to be the bearer of bad news, but this situation or place is either going to end up crumbling, or something major will take place where Hekate doesn't want you to become affected by what is taking place. Ooh, lots of tens. That symbolizes endings. Yes, a lot of endings are taking place, and with the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of like multiple energies involved in this that will be pestering for a while, but with the Nine of Swords, there's like a bird protecting. There's like a spiritual bird protecting this girl who is covering her face from crows. Crows, or yeah, these are crows. Okay. But take whatever resonates. It could just be a blackbird. Whatever type of bird you resonate with. Um, but this means that your spirit team is protecting you. Your spirit team is taking care of you, and they're making sure that whoever this is not going to, or whoever these are, is not going to cause any major damage or anything. They're gonna be pestering, but that's as far as they can go. Because you deserve connections that feel like peace. You deserve connections that feel like harmony. Connections that make you feel good about who you are, and not these energies that are. Because I'm picking up that they could have talked ill on you, and they could have picked on some of your insecurities as like little inside jokes. For some of you, either multiple people or one specific person is using you for money. That came through on my last live stream that I did. So if you're interested in checking it out, you definitely should. But there's this sense of like somebody, it's coming through that there's people that don't really know what they want. Um, so crabs in a bucket type of mentality I'm getting. Again, if you resonate with this, go check out the first live stream that I did because I talked about this. Um, with the chariot, you're definitely being asked and guided in the right direction because, truth be told, as hard as it is to hear this, you're not gonna find stability and happiness where you're currently at because, like I mentioned, it's a lot of crabs in a bucket type of mentality, and this is a constant cycle with the world in reverse. Constant cycles that remain unclosed, constant back and forth where you don't really know what to do or where to go. And again, torches are showing up because the King of Wands is wielding a torch. So you are basically being given the torch to be able to get out of this bad situation. For some of you, lions may resonate. Lions, rainbows, white horses, tattoos. The word prince is coming through for some of you, if that resonates. But yeah, because there is currently, like I mentioned, a karmic situation unfolding, and Spirit nor Hekate want you to be involved in this karmic fallout, basically. Let me see what else as a last little message, because I do have to move on to the other piles. Oh, yeah, definitely call out for help and do prayers if you believe in prayer. If not, then just have faith and maybe just ask the universe what you're supposed to do, and the universe will show you the way. Hekate will show you the way. But yeah, this situation is not good collective. I hope that whoever is involved in this situation can get to leave unscathed because it's very unfair that for people that are just and people that are good-hearted get entrapped into bad situations because of the actions of not so good people. All right. Last messages, please. Yeah, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out about some things that were done in the dark, unbeknownst to you. Again, this could be about a family situation. This could be about a friendship situation. This could definitely be about a marriage. Take whatever resonates, but it's going to get you in your head for some time. And I do apologize if this isn't what you wanted to hear. I don't really like being the bearer of bad news. But it is what is coming through, and I genuinely do hope that you can get out of the situation in the nick of time. Alright. What else, Spirit, before I transition to the other? Yeah. For a lot of you guys, you may resonate with uh, taking spiritual baths, or singing bowls, or boats. You may love boats and riding in the ocean. For a lot of you guys, it may just mean that you have this healthy masculinity within you. You may be LGBTQ. You actually may be non-binary yourself, just because like both energies are coming through. But yeah, you may resonate with You may like to have like bird feeders, or you may like to put out water for birds whenever they're too hot, if that resonates for anybody. But after the situation, I feel like you'll come out a lot wiser, and you'll know what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want out of a situation, whether it's friends or romantic relationships. And I honestly wish you the very best of luck. All right, I will be continuing with the next pile, but I will reset the cards. One moment. All right, so pile two, what it is that Hekate wants you to know. What is it that Hekate wants you to know at this time? Okay. Well, currently you're in a state where you are surrounded with a lot of success, a lot of self confidence. You have the spotlight on you, basically. You may actually be a singer, or you may be a performer or a comedian, I just heard, because I thought about John Mulaney. You may actually like John Mulaney or be inspired. Or you are interested in starting a podcast. Alright. Hekate is definitely coming through. You may be actually somebody that is fiery, with a fiery personality. A black horse is coming through in the reading. Interesting, because in pile one we talked about a white horse, and then this one is a black horse. I don't know if there's any correlation. If you feel called to watch pile one, because I connected the dots between the two, by all means do. But essentially, you are being asked to be careful and control your temper when it comes to certain things, and be a little bit more mindful. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel confident or that you shouldn't feel adventurous. It means to thread carefully and be careful, because with power comes great responsibility, and you are being asked to look at things from a level headed perspective and not let your pride or your ego get the best of you. Alright, perfect. I also love how the both of the women in the two cards look so similar. I love the light to your deck. Okay. Alright, so currently, either you're not listening to your intuition when it comes to either a passion project or when it comes to something that you're doing, but you're not listening to your intuition. Oh Lord, is this gonna be about because I just heard like be careful, because with great power comes great responsibility, and if you don't control how you react, you may unfortunately lose um this position that you're in currently. So you are being asked to reevaluate, take a step back, and go within and see how your actions are affecting your outside world, or how your inner world is affecting those that are around you, especially with the Four of Wands in reverse. It talks a lot about incomplete milestones, or can sometimes even be chaos. If you are in a commitment, it may mean problems, because I just heard trouble in paradise. Um, but yeah, you are being asked to look within, because you're definitely currently being watched. You could have a platform, like I said. Um, you may be in this state where you are contemplating about the future and where it is that you want to go. There's a lot of wands in this reading. I feel like you should. There's a lot of fire, a lot of almost like anger in a way, or spite. and it's clouding your better judgment, I'm hearing. All right. It's clouding your better judgment. Let me get some cards just to. All right, clarify what I was. Yeah. Your emotions, and don't get me wrong, your emotions are valid. How you feel is valid. Your actions and what you do with those emotions are not. Because this is causing you. Because I got the 10 of Cups. Again, you might be from the LGBTQ community. You don't necessarily have to be, but it is my 10 of Cups with the rainbows, so I thought about mentioning it. You may be in a family dynamic, or you may also be in a group of some sort, and you are being asked to reevaluate how your inner world affects your outer world once more. Hekate wants you to be more appreciative of those you have around you and not take things for granted because you are, especially with the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands both facing away, it's almost like you're not currently rooted in the present and are being grateful for the energies that you have around you. And with the 9 of Swords and the Death, I feel like, again, there's this energy of if you're not careful, you might lose everything. Um, you are definitely being asked to take a step back. For a lot of you guys, if it works, because personally for me, I practice DVT skills for grounding, and when I am too in my emotions, or I feel like I'm starting to get very riled up, what I like to do is I like to take time and space for myself instead of leaving that load onto other people because it can be incredibly draining for the people around us and it can also put a strain in the relationship. But yeah, no, that is very important. I also feel like there's a sense of okay, pile 1 and pile 2 are definitely connected. There's definitely a sense of spirit protecting either you or the people involved. Um, take whatever resonates, leave the rest behind. If you know that you are currently putting in the steps to not let your emotions get the better of you and are doing the best that you can to be a good support system, you don't have to worry. But just in case, and this is the energy that is coming out. Okay, let me just go ahead and reshuffle the deck because I just want to make sure. All right. What else do you want to tell? All right. Yeah, with the Empress, this may stem from the 5 of Wands. Okay. With the Empress and the 5 of Wands, this may stem from like parental wounds that you haven't yet healed from. But Hekate is really urging you to, like I said, take a step back, analyze the situation, analyze um where all of these things are coming from. Maybe take a hiatus away from social media, away from the platform, and take time to take care of yourself. Take time to take care of your needs. Stay away from media that may be upsetting. Ooh, that especially. Stay away from media that may be upsetting. Um, Maybe go out in nature, and spend time in nature with, go to your favorite park, go to your favorite place. Because I definitely do see a lot of chaos, whether it's internal. Some of you guys may even have DID, actually. If you resonate with the DID label, only take what resonates. Um, but there's definitely a lot of inner conflict. There's definitely a need to self reflect, self evaluate if this is really how you want to keep going, because it can be exhausting for everybody involved, basically. And it can be something that also puts your outer world in a state of chaos, because if you feel unbalanced, then you go unbalanced to your friendships, and then your friendships feel unbalanced because you feel unbalanced, and everything crashes. Like I said, there is a sense of things crumbling down. All right. All right. What else would you want for pile 2 to know? Hold on one second. I feel like this one is going to be a little bit longer just because of how, like, the urgency. Yeah, with the strength card, the strength in the guidebook from the Lightseer deck, there's a passage that says not letting your lizard brain control the rest of your brain and take over decisions. And something that I really like to say as somebody that has borderline personality disorder is to never make big decisions when you're splitting. So I think you would really benefit from, even if you don't have BPD, even if you have like something like bipolar, or just in general are a very impulsive person. I feel like something that would really help is to, again, take a step back, keep your hands away from the keyboard, not knowing or not making decisions while you're splitting, because it can really affect your life in a negative way. All right. What else would you like Pilo to know? Hekate or spirit or all of the above? All right. One moment, please. Oh shoot. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you have to protect yourself, open your heart, set strong boundaries, especially with the people around you, or set boundaries for yourself. All right. Yeah. Pilot 1 and Pilot 2 are definitely connected, you guys. Please, if you feel called to watch both of them, please do. Yeah. There's a need to connect with spirit almost, because I feel like you're out of alignment. Like you are not listening to your intuition. You are not tapped in. You may be actually thinking that you're tapping into your intuition, but what you're tapping into is like the your own negative energy, or um what's this word that I'm trying to use? Or it could also be like your own ego disguised as your intuition. Yeah, and it's leading you down a very uncomfortable path. It's leading you down a place where you are being misguided, and where you are straying away from who you are. But with the Five of Pentacles, I always like to see the Five of Pentacles in the Lightseer deck as as like the divine illuminating the key for you to be able to get out of that situation that you're in. So you definitely can, but you need to put in the work, especially with it being pentacles. You need to put in the work. Um, so I feel like right now you may be sitting in this discomfort. You may be actually feeling hopeless and feeling like you're lacking a lot of things in general when you are being handed the key to be able to get out of the situation. All right. I'm feeling called to read more because I feel like this pile really needs it. Um, you may have, okay, you may have a partnership that is currently trying to help you out of the situation. You may have somebody or a friend that may currently be trying to help you out of the situation. But the thing is, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So you need to start taking accountability for your own life and make decisions that are beneficial for you because nobody else is coming to save you. As sad as it sounds, only you can save yourself. People can be there as a support system, but they can't get you out of the rut that you're in. Your guides can help you. Your guides can lead the way. Your guides can give you signs, synchronicities, but only you can get yourself out of this really bad situation. Because I feel like a lot of it is self imposed, unfortunately, or under the illusion that it's outer when it's inner. Yeah. And it's something that it's created because of, like I said, internal wounds. And maybe you even had something happen to you in childhood that kind of stunted your growth or your ability to be able to see certain things within yourself or be able to reflect or retrospect, especially with the Page of Wands. You may actually be somebody that is very creative and very crafty when it comes to navigating out of situations. But I feel like in this situation, in this current time that you're watching the reading, it feels like you have ran out of things or solutions. That's why you are being given a key so you can get yourself out of this really bad situation before it's too late. Like I said, you are being guided by Hekate and or your guides. Although I feel like it's more your guides and Hekate just wants to bring this to your attention because she's usually the goddess of crossroads whenever people are lost and need guidance and feel like everything's crumbling down around them. She's usually the first one to really appear in those times. All right. All right, that is all I have for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching the reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I will be moving on to pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. Here's your reading. Let me get the basic. Okay. All right. So, a lot of you guys are currently working on yourselves, your craft. You currently either put yourself out there, have the intention of putting yourself out there, have the intention of reaping the efforts of your businesses or ventures. I am definitely seeing somebody that is into witchcraft. You could do kitchen magic, you could do herbal magic, you could be interested in shamanism. That did show up in my last live stream. You could be interested in writing fan fictions, writing fictional novels, writing whatchamacallit, articles, whatever interests you. For others of you, you may actually do potions because potion craft came to my mind when I saw the imagery in this card. That is really cool and really unique. definitely keep going because I do feel like a lot of you guys make really potent potions, really potent spells. So do keep going. I actually also want to mention if you guys work with Santeria, if you guys resonate with Santeria and you work with Santa Muerte, that is also really coming through because I have a little bottle that I bought for her specifically, but I don't have an altar for her yet, so I don't know where to put it. But if you resonate with that, by all means, you are currently really investing into this venture or business or into this current even idea. Like but I do get the sense that you've been working on this. For others of you, you may have it's like astrology type of content creation thing, or you just may work with the phases of the moon. I personally do, so I think this is my pile. But you're definitely reaping rewards for this effort that you're putting in because you went from the 8 to the 9 of Pentacles. Rest assured that your effort will be rewarded. Some of you guys may have birds. It's not necessary that you have birds, but this is definitely coming through. Some of you guys may actually be vegan. Ooh, vegan kitchen witch. That's nice. All right. For a lot of you guys, if you're interested in selling your craft online on like an Etsy shop, by all means do. Unless you already have an Etsy shop, then it's just confirmation that you're going in the right direction. For others of you, if you're thinking of starting like a little herbal business and you're thinking of making a garden for you to be able to get your ingredients and distribute them, by all means, because it's very loud and clear. All right, one more thing. Let's see. Let's see. All right. What else, Spirit? What else do you have for collective? Okay. All right. This is divine justice. This is your justice. You are putting in the work. You are putting in the effort. There might have been people picking up that could have wanted to stop your business or could have wanted to put an end to whatever it is that you're currently working on. There could have been, I'm getting a lot of like evil eye because they're showing me the Nazar amulet, which is like for protection against evil eye. And I'm being shown that it's all gonna backfire because one, for some of you, you could have very well put up some transmutation wards that literally just zap the bad energy out of people and the good energy even that they're throwing at you. And by good energy, I mean energy that they already have, but because they're attacking you, they're also giving you that. So this is confirmation that your wards are working. Because this is my witchcraft pile. This is my witches. My kitchen witches. Pop off. Alright. But yeah. It is working. If you did a cord cutting, that is also working. Congratulations. If you do justice workings for people that have done heinous, terrible things, it is working. It is hitting. It is hitting really strong. Alright. Because they showed me like the little machines. Oh, they showed me the little machines where they're made for boxing and they have the scores and somebody just punching it and it just completely disappearing. It's hitting. All right. With the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you're in this really abundant energy where you're just relaxing, not caring about anything, not worrying about outside energies because you've set up these wards. Um, for others of you, you may even have plants as your wards. You may even have set the intention that your plants protect you. Your plants are there for you spiritually, and they are. For others of you, you may have even asked Gaia herself to protect you and guide the way. She's also coming through. But oh, and also if you are into hoodoo practices, they're close practices, so please be mindful. You have to be initiated to be able to partake in them. But if you have hoodoo practices and you are involving nature spirits, that is working as well. That's coming through very strongly. Okay. All right. Yeah, because you have had happiness haters on your immediate circle, and they basically wanted to close your roads, like a road closer spell, to make sure that you don't prosper, or just like negative energy that they're sending you so that you are not able to fully prosper. They're letting me know that, ooh, for some of you, you may have done sigils, like protective sigils. That is working. Sorry, I feel like this is more of a confirmation reading because I feel like you already know, like you're tapped in. Because again, my witchy club, but this is just like confirmation from Hekate that what you're doing has power and is actually working. Good job, good job. Especially those that manifest, because this is my master manifester pile. Um, for a lot of you guys, you may actually resonate with crows. You may actually like crows in some way, shape, or form, or you may work with other deities that represent crows. Again, the energy of black dogs is coming through, which also validates the fact that Hekate is present herself. Oh yeah, definitely with the Nine of Wands. Definitely, yeah. I feel like overall you've been very resilient throughout this whole process, and this is kind of like the divine rewarding you for all the effort that you've been putting in, because you've kind of been staying in your own lane, minding your business, not bothering anybody, like not out to hurt anybody. Like you've just been focusing on yourself, and it shows. Like it reflects on this pile. It really shows. I feel like you could have struggled with your faith for a little bit with your practices, but all of that is coming right back to you. Like you're being shown the results of all the work that you put in internally and externally, both as a witch and just healing in general. Because, like I've mentioned before on my live streams, witchcraft is about healing oneself and then healing the environment and healing others, but also knowing how to protect yourself, because a good healer knows how to protect but also how to harm if necessary to protect oneself and those they love. I will never condone the hurting of another innocent person, but I will condone defending yourself from people that are out to get you. Absolutely, 100%. Because if they didn't want the smoke, they shouldn't have come for you in the first place. Or they shouldn't be attacking you and sending you intentions of death. Especially with the devil. I feel like you guys freed yourself from a really toxic situation. Or it could also be that you were battling with addictions that were unspoken, or you kept to yourself, and you're now coming out of that. For others of you, it could literally just be you choosing a more like demonology, dark-ish path, more of a baneful side. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as, you're doing your research, you are staying informed, you are making sure that you're not hurting innocent people or people that don't deserve it, and always make sure to know when it is that you like who doing your research on who you're sending this energy to, and do be mindful because sometimes it can backfire. But from what I'm getting, from all the energy that I'm getting, it's really not. Like you're fine. You actually freed yourself from a really bad situation, like I said, and it's coming through. All right. You're definitely being a lot more selective with who you give your energy to, who you give your time, energy, and resources to. Because of all of this, like, turbulence that you had to go through, you're definitely, if you are not already, I would definitely keep some of my witchcraft stuff to myself, you know, instead of sharing them with others publicly, because they're sometimes when you share stuff about your practice, people that don't like you can kind of find a way to reverse engineer it. So I would keep certain things just to myself. Like if you can customize some of your protection, some of your practices to yourself, you absolutely should. Because it's giving be more private. Like don't post where you're at. Don't post certain, like if you post how to make sigils, keep some of your sigils to yourself. It's giving, you know? Alright. Perfect. What else would you like for this file to know, Hekate? Yeah. You are definitely currently in hermit mode, and she is with you. She is making it loud and clear that she is with you. You don't have to worry about a single thing. Um, it's like that one quote that says, like, why don't we hear the gods whenever it's dark? Why don't we hear them or see them? And it's because they're right with you. Like, they don't need to yell. They don't need to, like, be like, hey, hey. Like, they're with you. They're accompanying you, and they're so proud of how far you've come. Like, Hecate and your guides are so proud of how far you've come on your journey because you've healed, you've put in the work in yourself, and it shows. It reflects. Like I said, inner reflects outer, and it's showing. You're also becoming the person that you wanted to be as a kid. Like, I don't know if you've heard the quote, but you're becoming who you wanted to protect you as a kid. And that is possibly one of the best compliments. Oh my gosh, I feel giddy. Just, I love this because in contrast to the other piles, this is so refreshing. The other piles were kind of like, be careful, but this one is more like, yay, we're proud of you. We're proud of you. Keep going. I love it. I love my guides. I love Hekate. All right. What else does the collective or pile 3 need to know? Sorry, I keep saying collective because I'm so used to doing my live streams. All right. Yeah. You are moving on to bigger and better things. You are creating the life that it is you want. Some of you may be even considering moving. Some of you may be investing. Like this whole business thing is for a house, getting a house or getting a establishment that you want because you want to get your own place and you are absolutely being encouraged. For others of you, if travel interests you and you are thinking of going somewhere or moving out of your country to invest somewhere else, this is your confirmation. If you know you have the funds, always be careful, please. Never do things in a rash manner. Always plan before making big decisions. Thank you. Just wanted to put that out there. And also, disclaimer, please do not use my tarot readings as legal advice. That is something that I even have on my TOS on my card. And always take my readings with a grain of salt. Always. Like, I'm not always right. I just want to make that clear. Alright. Alright, what else would you want pile 3 to know? Alright, I do feel that you guys are healing from heartbreak. I feel like you have rediscovered passion for things that you enjoy. You have, in a way, found yourself in your practice and found peace and contentment. A lot of you guys may have come from whatchamacallit, what's the word I'm looking for? Households where there was a lot of religious trauma and things that where they tried to impose beliefs onto you, and that is really, really showing where your relationship with divinity could have been very impacted. And I'm getting that your practice basically saved you from that because it got you to a place where you knew you could be yourself and express yourself openly. Some of you guys may be from the LGBTQ community, because a lot of people in the LGBT community actually seek refuge within witchcraft because of all the stigmatization and all the basically shunning that is going on. But I'm more so getting um, people that have been in their practice for quite a while. This is the pile that it's like very advanced. Like you've been in this practice for more than a year or more than 3 years even. Like, it's been a while. You are in nowhere near beginner level. But if you by any chance are beginner level and you're stumbling across this reading, then that could also mean that you have the potential to reach this level that I'm talking about. And if you're beginning to make like if you're well, if you are beginning to want to make a business in with witchcraft and herbalism and tarot and everything, I would highly advise that you educate yourself first. I highly advise that you educate yourself first, because when I was first starting, I thought I had things figured out, especially with astrology, but there was a lot of things that I didn't fully know, and now I'm grateful that I because I still don't know everything. I still stand to be corrected. But um if I would have shared the things that I knew back then, I could have perpetuated certain teachings and knowledge that weren't necessarily accurate or beneficial. I could have perpetuated a really bad narrative, especially with the starseed label. All right, we live and we learn, and I feel like a lot of you guys have had, yeah, a lot of you guys, your drive, your business could have come from a point where you felt betrayed, from deception, from hurt, and you wanting to move forward. Yeah, because and it also could symbolize like you realizing there's so much misinformation and there's also so much like noise when it comes to like the witchy community, and you just wanting to step up and be change. But I'm definitely getting like you guys found a sense of kinship in with your practice, and Hekate is incredibly proud of you guys. I keep saying it. Aw, he loves all of you. She loves all of you. Sorry, I was thinking of a specific content creator. I was actually gonna mention him, but maybe not. But yeah, with the Hangman, I definitely feel like you guys are content where you're at. Um, I definitely do feel like for some of you, you don't really know if you should start your project or if you should withhold. Like I said, if you know you have all the tools and the knowledge and you've been in this for a while, like it's not your first rodeo, by all means go ahead and just have fun. Have fun in your practice. Don't worry. Oh, also that this just popped up in my mind's ear. Um for some of you, not all of you, there's this need to not be a martyr. It's okay to set boundaries and it's okay to ask for help. You If you resonate with what I said with the star seed, personally I had quite a bit of trouble back then because I used to be very into starseed rhetoric and like the whole chosen one thing. Um, you are just one person. You can't fix everybody. You can't heal everybody, and it's frankly not your responsibility to heal everybody. That is a collective job You are not responsible for every single person that crosses your path. Please make sure to do your best to stay grounded. It is okay for you to be human. There's a saying that says we are spiritual beings experiencing earthly planes, but at the same time we are still human. We are living this life. Please. You don't have to do everything. Don't go down the path that I did. I swear, it was bad. It was really bad. Alright, I'm gonna do more because I did more for Pile 2. Pile 1 was honestly kind of rushed, but I was kind of like debating on where to go and what to do, so. Alright. Yeah, no, that keeps coming through. Be careful of false dogmas and misinformation online. Be careful who you follow, who you listen to when it comes to certain things, because some people don't have the best of intentions when it comes to witchcraft. Some people just want likes and follows. Some people just want the fame. And this is not to bash people. This is just to educate. And quite honestly, if you are part of that group of people that I'm mentioning, I do hope that you don't find offense, but at the same time, um, please reconsider and try to properly educate yourself before you decide to say things that end up being incredibly hurtful rather than helpful. Like, I know that the whole teaching and also like the likes and social media and everything feels appealing, but at the same time, in the end, what truly matters is information being accurate, and also that nobody gets hurt in the process. Because I myself, back in 2022, from 2020 to 2022, those were possibly my worst ever years because I had ended a really bad relationship with an ex, and it left me in a really vulnerable situation, a really vulnerable position. Um, 144, as I'm saying that, it left me in a really vulnerable and bad position to the point where I ended up falling into the hands of multiple cults. And, not to say like, physical cults or anything. So, it's not as serious as it would be a physical cult, but it was serious in the sense of mental health. Please make sure that you are grounded, that you are taking proper care of yourself, and that you are taking medical and mental, going to a mental health professional, because I myself, from 2020 to 2022, I was incredibly vulnerable, and I fully and wholeheartedly can say that I was in a state of spiritual psychosis. Like, spiritual psychosis is a real thing. I'm not picking up uh, this specifically, but for some of you, it might actually resonate. But please do take care of yourselves. Be careful with the media that you consume. Be careful with what creator you follow, because sometimes people will say things like, "Oh, reach out to your ancestors," but your ancestors can actually be like really, with all the respect in the world, they can come from a lineage that is not really that healthy or beneficial. So please do make sure to stay informed. Do make sure to stay grounded. Make sure that the person that you're following is reliable, and listen to your intuition, because anxiety screams, intuition whispers. And I feel like for a lot of this pile, you guys are highly intuitive. Like, you know the way. You don't necessarily need readings outside of confirmation. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, what readings do outside of you kind of just confuse you and put you in a state of anxiety. So I would do what I usually do, which is find a designated reader. Sometimes I slip up and I watch readers outside of designated readers, especially depending on the situation and how anxious I get. But other than that, find designated readers that you know you can trust, and even just rely on yourself and your own guidance. Because recently I've started purging that because I'm starting to put my own content out there. So I'm listening to the advice that I post, basically, and just watch one reading, maybe on confirmation, just to confirm what I'm already feeling, basically. Um, do learn to be a lot like, don't listen to outside sources, don't listen to outside voices that are incredibly negative and not helping you at all. I do feel like I said before, you guys have the internal guidance, you guys know where you're headed, and I feel like listening to outside people actually confuses you more than helps you. Not to say that you shouldn't reach out to a loved one to ask for advice, because that's always good too. It's always good to know when to seek out a second opinion. But I feel like you already have this internal compass that guides you through situations, you know? That being said, if your readers, tarot readers, or do spell work, if you did a return to sender, it do be hitting. And also, if you if you're thinking like, should I do energy work? This is a yes, but at the same time, be mindful of who you do these for, and also do background research, because you may get in trouble for helping the wrong person before getting the full facts, because that happened to me. So be careful. Um, is there anything else, Hekate, that you would want for pile 3 to know, or is it time to end the reading? Because I did want to go for a little bit more. Maybe I'm biased because I feel like this is my pile, but I did want to go a little bit more because I did go a little bit more for the other pile as well. So hold on one second. Is there anything else that you would like for pile 3 to? Okay, all right. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, they're just repeating the message. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more to it and end the reading, because it's whenever they want me to end the reading, it's they'll either repeat themselves or they'll send me the same cards, and I'll know that it's time to close out. I was feeling that way anyways. I just wanted to confirm. But essentially, oh, and the black dogs and white dogs are showing up. You guys may actually, some of you guys may be from Central America. Hello if you are, because I also am from there. You may resonate with the legend of the Cadejos. Not necessarily, but that's coming through strongly. Um, I feel like you guys intuitively, are just in general very, like, you have dreams, you dream about things, you see things in your dreams, you see things subconsciously, like you'll have daydreams sometimes, even you'll connect with the divine. You don't need outside validation, because you already have the answers that you are seeking. You already have the okay, hold on one second. All right. For some of you guys, it would be incredibly beneficial that you drink moon water. Leave it out in a jar or in a glass, or just a water bottle. Sometimes I just leave the water bottle under the moon and then I drink it, or under the sun, depending on what I want, depending on, and then I just drink it, or bless it and then drink it. Um, yeah, yeah, because if there's any fear on missing the boat, because I'm hearing missing the boat, you are not. You are heading in the right direction. You are being guided currently. You are being guided by dreams. So if you have a dream journal, do make sure to write everything that you're dreaming because it'll be beneficial for later for you to check back on later, kind of like a journal style. And then with the something about fish or aquatic is coming through too. You may actually want to go to the ocean and cleanse because the ocean is full of salt, sea salt. Uh, if you're interested in leaving an offering, ooh, you guys may actually be in a cruise or in a trip somewhere. Um, or you may be considering going on one. Take whatever resonates. But I feel like yeah, it would be incredibly beneficial. A lot of you guys are heavily connected to water. Oh, salt baths, very good. Even if it's just table salt, even if it's not like sea salt, it's very good for clearing out negative energies, and that's what's coming through really, really strongly. Just don't listen to outside opinions. Don't seek out external validation because it may come from the wrong places and it may throw you off and get you unaligned because I feel like when you listen to your intuition, it's like my friend said the other day because I went to her for advice and she told me like when you seek out external validation, you are not trusting yourself. You are not trusting what you already know. All right. All right, I do feel like that is the perfect time to end the reading. Thank you so much for everybody that sticked around. Thank you so much for everybody that if you watch my whole reading, thank you so very much. It really does help me. And I do hope that you guys have a great rest of your day or night whenever it is you're watching. Bye bye.